thinks we're Ben John-esque.
I have to assume that's good.
It's very good. He's best in the world.
Okay, Ben John.
Thanks.
Listen, we're live, by the way.
All right, man.
Want to keep talking about pickleball? We can. We'll get to pickleball. But can I do the intro real quick? Oh, hi, America. Welcome to the Eric and Rodney Show with Robin, presented by Offensively Creative and Ginsburg Steel. I'm America's sweetheart, Eric Ryan. I own Offensively Creative. That's Rod. He's the BEO god in the pickleball. Something. We'll come up with a superlative. He owns Ginsburg Steel. We have the thriller from Manila, Robin Valdez, and ladies and gentlemen, very special guest, the quarterback of the New York Jets, Aaron Rodgers is here today. Yes, welcome.
Guys.
How did we get
How we doing?
Listen,
I am not.
Are you training right now, Aaron?
Everybody's talking about getting their booster shot. Meanwhile, I'm getting inoculated again.
Yeah, you're
getting inoculated for the third time.
How's your ACL? You doing all right? The ACL healing nicely?
Did you stretch your ACL today?
The ACL is great. It's the Achilles that's hurting me.
Oh, is that what happened?
Really
I have a question about all this, and maybe you guys can explain it because I should probably just Google it, but I would just ask you or ChatGPT it. But I'm assuming that the Jets have doctors on staff, right? They have a medical team there that help the players, right? I would assume. We had one when I played football, and that was a high school project. So anyway, wouldn't they have known? Wouldn't there have been a pain, a tightness in his leg? I'm asking. I don't know.
Did you see when it got bent up though? Like, I don't know that you could have prevented
it. Didn't look.
But don't they X-ray them every 5 minutes? They MRI in them, and you know what I mean? Like for example, they'll be like, "This guy, we think he has a meniscus tear." Well, how do you know? We MRI'd him. Why'd you MRI him? We thought it.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy is the franchise. I wouldn't even had him run out on the field. We would have brought him out on the court.
It was
right.
Man, my God. And it sucked because I was looking forward to a good year. I put a lot of work my ass off this summer.
Yeah.
And work my tail off.
Yeah.
And
couple of
darkness
to put
a better product on the field than I did last year. But
for it to end this way is devastating. Now, are you going to come back next year? Are you going to rehab this thing? You got another year in you?
We're going to do another retreat.
Okay.
As we get further into rehab and take a deeper look into the soul and just see, see if another year is what's in the cards. But
I wish you the very best. Do you think that you could beat Zach Wilson out though for the number one spot? Because he's doing pretty good. I think he had 59 yards last game. Do you think that maybe there's a competition there?
Yeah. I mean, he learned from the best, and I think if the Jets decide to go in that direction, we know what that means. I'm going to the Vikings.
You take it. So you're just going to Brett Favre this whole thing.
You're going to take his talents to South Beach, right?
Brett Favre did everything right for the most part. I'm just not letting any masseuse touch my privates while I'm here in New York.
Don't send it.
And don't get involved in any welfare scams.
No,
that's whatever it was.
That's way down the line, Rodney, and I've got that covered. Believe me, I will not get caught when I do that.
Right. Well, Aaron / Paulie Pistachios, I'm sure you've seen the show. You've been on it multiple times. We have a lot to get through today, but as you know, every day is a national day in this country, something to celebrate. I got to tell you, this is the best one ever. It is the best one ever. What are the four of us today? You're never going to believe what it is. National morning show hosts.
Oh.
Hey, that is good. That is good.
That's great.
Can I just say this? I thought with your excitement, it was National Bourbon Day. With the excitement I saw in your eyes.
The only thing that's could have come in second to Bourbon Day is morning show host. Guys,
because
I'm a fan.
There are clearly more than 365 national days or something, right? So how many overlaps are there on these national days?
Every day is like 25 things.
25 things.
Yeah, it's outrageous. But the most important is obviously morning show host day.
Yeah, that's the only one that matters.
Right.
That and my birthday or everything else irrelevant.
Right. It's very true. And you know what? Leap day. That's got to be one that's not very well saturated. That should be National Eric and Rodney.
That's the day I work out.
Someday
when Eric and I work out.
That's true. And also, you're right, Paul. Someday this is going to be our holiday. It's going to be like, you know what I'm saying? It's the Eric and Rodney Day with Robin Day on September 27th. Just so you know, I counted. Today is our 86th show. So I think we're morning show hosts.
And we haven't been 86th.
All right.
That's right. That's right, man.
Okay. Well, the show better not suck on National Morning Show Host Day. Robin, was this something that you wanted to do ever since you were a little boy, host a morning show on LinkedIn that nobody watches? Is this exciting? Did you finally achieved your dream? Yes.
This is it.
Eric, you know the story of how Robin got on the show, don't you?
No.
You want me to share it? You want me to share it really quick? It's very small. I messaged him on
Twitter.
Slack and said, "Where the hell are you at?" He said, "I'm using the bathroom. I'll be there in 2 minutes." He comes back. I said, "Listen, me and Eric decided we're going to do a show. Get ready. It starts tomorrow.
And we need an air traffic controller." And then he was like, "Holy shit, I know just the guy." And that guy is me.
It's my dream.
Yeah. So that's how it goes around here. He
Very
got called up
exciting.
from he was doing a spreadsheet. Next thing you know, he's hosting.
He's an international star. Wow, Robin. Wow. What a story. All right, listen, we have a lot of Instagram videos to get to, so we should plow through this news. Big news day. Huge.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
It is. So little did I know that you could actually take entire countries to court. So this came to my attention when a Portuguese family claimed that they were suffering from eco-anxiety, constant allergies, and asthma. Not that one. And they're complaining because it's all because of global warming. So the daughter also has PTSD whenever a helicopter flies by because it reminds her of the Portuguese wildfires. So it's just not just one country, but 32 governments are being taken to court. So I think that it's like media attention and like a get rich quick scheme. But surprisingly, they're not even seeking financial compensation. They just care.
Yeah. So these 3 children are doing God's work along with our girl Greta. These are the thing. Every disaster movie starts with ignoring scientists, and then we all die. And this is the same thing. And no one's doing anything about it, it would seem, except for the youth. So these 3 are suing 32 countries. And they say that if the lawsuits are successful, it could be legally binding consequences for the countries involved. I don't think it's going to change anything, but at least the children are trying, whereas all of the rest of us are just sitting around waiting to die.
Where are the children?
These are Portuguese children. I know.
That's a girl in the middle, and these are 2 grown people.
They in Portugal, yeah, I know that mustache.
That guy has a beard. I mean, come on here. He's a child.
He's in his mid-40s, but in Portuguese years, he's like 12.
Yeah, so something like that.
I support this, though. They claim that their fundamental human rights, including the right to life, privacy, family life, and to be free from discrimination, have been violated by the government's reluctance to change anything when it comes to climate control. And I believe that to be fundamentally true. No one's doing a goddamn thing. I don't want to rant.
I think probably you would want to sue every government if you're going to do this, because I don't know that you just want to hold like 32 accountable and it doesn't really make a ton of sense.
Well, the other 150 might not be.
They're probably not good for their money. The other 150, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because when you sue someone, you have to seek compensatory damages, right? So they have to be suing for somebody.
Are they have lawyers, or they're doing it themselves?
No, they have lawyers.
They have lawyers. Okay. They're not seeking financial compensation. They just want to be accountable.
Okay, all right. So they have damages. They've incurred.
I don't even know if that's possible in America.
Oh, luckily
I don't know.
America. So I don't know if they're swinging.
Okay, I was going to say in America, if you don't want money, I mean, you might as well get lost. We can't help you.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
what are you suing people for? Holding up the court, suing people for no money?
Yeah. Well, they said that these kids have a chance, but here's the thing. And Rodney, I don't want to steal your thunder. This is one of the things we're going to talk about later, but this to show you is what we're fucking up. So Brussels Airlines ran 3,000 empty flights to maintain their takeoff and landing slots. 3,000. And then this guy over here is right. Like, it seems that it's total bullshit when they ask us to change to LED light bulbs and recycle and eat less red meat. When fucking Brussels Airline is running 3,000 planes full of nothing to maintain a schedule, that has to eliminate everything I've ever done. Or the 4 of us, or I don't know, the entire United States. Like, what do you do?
That's the problem, man. Everyone's so hypocritical, especially the figureheads. And meanwhile, they do fly around in private jets, right? And then you have big companies like this claiming to be helping. You have companies like ExxonMobil claiming to be doing their part, and they're not doing a damn thing. It's all just they spent a lot more money on just advertising that they were doing good things with this like bio oil than they actually did anything with. And it's just all kind of bullshit, you know.
It's conceptually bizarre too, because half the country is like, climate change is a thing, we should do stuff. The other half is we can't because it would affect corporate profit shares. Like they have anything to do with it. Like the average person, if they canceled these 3,000 flights, it wouldn't affect me. I don't give a fuck. But like half the country's like, well, they can't lose their takeoff and landing slots. It's just so weird. We have like
climate change.
I think I hear the problem isn't climate change. It's whoever's managing the takeoff slots.
Yeah, right.
Like that person is single-handedly taking down the country, taking down the world.
Yeah,
who's managing these things?
You got a very conservative air traffic controller there.
As Elon would say, we got to buy this place and fix it.
But, Rob, you work in the airline industry. Can't you talk to somebody about this? Can you straighten this shit out?
At the same time,
I like this.
You could probably reach him with that headset.
Yeah.
I saw a mainstream story last week, where this dude has been, climate change has been around and it's getting worse, and everybody knows that, and some people might say it's not human, not driven by humans or whatever, but it is. And then at the same time, everybody's like, this is such an existential crisis. We have to do something about it right now. But like an existential crisis is like a comet is going to hit in like 5 years. And like when that happens, you don't do fucking anything else besides try and prevent that comet from hitting. Because you're like, if that comet hits, we're really fucked up.
You said Bruce Willis and his crew of longshoremen to drill a hole in the comet, and then remember Armageddon. That's
of course. Of course.
We don't do anything, and you're right. It's conceptually bizarre. And the only people that say that climate change isn't affected by humans are the fucking retards in the Fox News comment section. I don't want to go too hard here, but everyone who says it's not affected by humans hasn't ever read a scientific journal, hasn't ever read a book.
Well, it's because the Earth's climate changes all the time. Meaning over hundreds of thousands of millions of years, but like when you look in the records, the soil and the ice sample records in Antarctica that are untouched, and Greenland that are untouched, you don't ever see this sort of spike over 120 years. That doesn't just naturally happen, right? So like 120 years industrial revolution, there's a correlation without a doubt. Like
and I don't know the science behind it, but I know that the people that do know the science behind it are telling me that this is the cause of it. And I'm going to default to the experts here because I'm not stupid like everybody else on the right. So not everybody else, everybody on the right. I'm not on the right. Don't include me on this. I trust science, and it's crazy. Modern medicine. I can't get enough of it. It's amazing. So we're all going to die. Oh, this is the other thing.
It's helped us.
It's helped us.
They're helping us.
But I don't know. I guess my point is, I think like it is as much of a threat as it is. I think maybe it's not the existential threat where like it's going to happen in the next 50 years, like the way people make it out to be. Because there was a story that came out last week about Nature magazine, where essentially if you're not on board with their agenda of this is the most existential threat ever, and you put out a paper, your paper gets denied. And then eventually you cater your paper to, yes, this is.
I know how to fix the climate change thing. If you guys want to know,
I'd love to. Yeah.
If you get 100% zero carbon emissions, you don't pay any taxes.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, tax incentives. That's the only thing that's going to save us. We have to find the financial.
Charlie Munger says, Warren Buffett's partner, who I often think may be the brains, says that incentive runs everything. We're incentivized to eat, right? Because if we don't, we'll die, right? We're incentivized to work, because on and on. But he's like, if the incentive is strong enough, you can explain any behavior. So he always says, when you look at behavior, look at the incentive, right? What's the incentive of them doing whatever it is? Mm-hmm. And if corporate America, which we all can agree is, I think, probably doing more damage than us, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Then you give them an incentive, and the incentive they would want is to pay taxes.
It's just so bizarre to me that half the people in the country are pro corporations and they never see a dime of that profitability. Just theoretically, they think if they have to change, their profits will go down. It's going to destroy the economy. When we were working 100-hour weeks, they would say, we needed you to do that or it's going to destroy the economy. When they were using child labor, like we talked about yesterday, they were saying, we need to use kids or it's going to destroy the economy. They will figure it the fuck out.
Right.
But if the
carbon will adjust.
Right. It'll adjust. It's
a free market.
It's a free market.
But I don't know. People get too excited and too just like crazy about these things that are existential. Like Glacier National Park has a glacier. There was a sign put up there like close to 20 years ago, and it was like, this glacier will be gone by 2020, you know, due to the effects of global warming or whatever. And then in 2020, I guess they didn't do anything because everybody had COVID. But maybe it was like 2021, they changed the sign. They were like, this glacier, how long this glacier remains here is up to you, you know, depending on what. And I just feel like it's definitely a thing. But
you're right, though. They have to stop doing those doomsday cult scenarios where it's like May of 2012, the whole world's going to end, and then it doesn't. Nobody believes. Just
all those dumb clickbait articles you see every day about just, you know, scientists predict actual day world will become uninhabitable.
Which day is that?
Yeah, I know. I want to know that day.
Here's the problem: is there's this Eastern European philosopher named Slavoj Žižek. He's hilarious. He's got a lot of Twitches and shit. He has this video about why nobody cares about climate change. He goes, look outside. The sky's blue. The clouds out there. The grass is green.
Yeah.
We don't see it. And until we see it, we're not going to believe it. But by the time we see it, it's way too late. Right. So nobody does anything for preventative maintenance.
And also there's been, because of it, there's, you know, people don't like to talk about it because then you just sound like you're a hardcore conservative or you're going against the grain. There's been global greening for the last 20 years. There's like the landmass of the US, 2 times that landmass more green foliage on the planet now than there was prior to that, you know, due to the increase in carbon. Not saying that's a good thing, but it's always nice to have some green stuff.
Yeah. I will just say too, one more chance to shit on the right. I've said this before on the show, but far left activism gets you a cleaner planet because children care. Far right activism gets you an insurrection in a grocery store shooting. So once again, I think my team wins. Fuck everybody else.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a team, by the way. I want to be very clear.
Oh, I do.
I got my own team.
He doesn't have a team anymore ever since the injury.
Ever since your Achilles, you're a free agent.
Yeah.
All right. What do we get next?
Tell us more, dear Robin.
So again, these smartwatches, man, they keep coming on the news. It's a popular topic, and I feel like this announcement from Apple is really their way of testing if we're ready for this technology, just because it seems a bit too weird to implement. So we're being teased that the Apple Watch is now going to have a new feature where it's going to record your gestures to have easier access. So everyone with an Apple Watch now is going to be able to make these weird hand gestures and tap the air. I might actually get into this because, you know, the watch screen's tiny, but like if you could just breakdance and send emails at the same time, it's pretty productive.
Not only
I thought the new feature was the horse. I was like, yeah, I might buy that. I like that feature.
It's a sexy back. But did you see what the new thing that we're all going to be doing is? It's this. It's the double tap. So you're going to pause a song, double tap. You're going to pick up the phone, double tap. You're going to fucking hang up the phone, double tap. It's going to be a lot of double tapping.
A lot of tapping.
A lot of tapping. This goes back to my theory, and we talked about this with both marketing guys that were on lately. You don't ask the customer their opinions. That's why marketing sucks these days. This whole persona bullshit. You create something, and then everyone follows you. Nobody was asking. Hey, they go, hey, listen, when you wear a watch, what do you want to do? I want to double tap. Nobody fucking knows. Apple's just the leader, and they go, this is what you're going to do. And this is 5 years from now, this is just going to be, we're going to be walking around doing this all the time.
Yep.
That's
Apple just, they make products, and they're like, people are going to buy them. And they buy them, and they're overpriced, and it doesn't matter. They're awesome. They work. They're great.
Right. I think this is more of a marketing story. Their brand is so strong that, you know, they do whatever the fuck, and then we all line up.
They're just cool. They do everything.
I knew a woman. I knew a woman. She's a woman. I mean, she's like in her 30s now, but she used to literally. No, but I mean, like she's been doing this forever. She used to camp out, right?
Yeah.
At the Apple. What is the store in? Central Park. At the store over there, she used to camp out at the store like overnight to get the newest phone. And I remember one time I said to her, I used to work with her, and I said, you know, I can just order it online and they'll bring it to me. But I have it 2 weeks before you do. Who cares?
They're into it. It's a whole the cult of Apple.
Some people really like it, and you said a little bit earlier. I don't know why they are. I guess it's
remember
like
people were camping out over the PlayStations, and it's like, guys.
Yeah, just wait till
we're gonna make more.
Right. Like the only place on earth where that matters is if like you're in the news media and you break a story first.
Right.
Like that, like you get some credit for that. Like
can I just
getting
tell you
the iPhone first?
Can I tell everybody here a secret? I'm going to tell you a secret. I used to work for a guy in finance, And you know how he used to get all of the PlayStations and all those things immediately delivered to his house before doors even opened?
Wow.
You find the manager of the store and you give him $5,000-$6,000 and say,
"Oh, that's it. That's all you have to do.
Whatever you need."
Yeah, right. There you go. I'd rather
Right.
do that than camp out. I'd rather give the guy $5,000 and get the PlayStation than camp out for a night. Christ, depending on the location. If I'm in like Iowa, I'm not camping out.
No.
Maybe if it was like Miami,
I'm not camping out in New York City.
Whatever,
no, sir.
No.
Plus, I think new tech used to be more exciting. Now it's just vaguely better features, a slightly better camera. Like that's not going to get you. You know,
I'm a big fan of iPhone, but man, this is they basically upgraded nothing. They were just like, it's titanium. They're like, didn't you hear? It's actually titanium now. Like,
I don't know what that means.
Pro models essentially.
Should I care about that? I can't. Do I care?
I know. I'm like, is titanium better? Is it?
Well, it is better. My Trek bike is part of it's made out of titanium. Titanium's expensive.
Oh, so we like
it's light. It's strong. Right?
It's light and it's the strongest metal.
You're like, but is my glass still made out of glass?
I'm not sure.
And it is, because it's glass. And it's like when you drop that, the titanium's not gonna stop.
Yeah, can they fix that? That's a good point. Fix the fucking screen cracking. That's all I care about.
Glass, right?
Here's what I want to hear: is the glass made out of titanium?
Oh shit!
That's what I want to know.
This is where you gotta really like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now we're talking.
Yeah,
clear titanium.
I think this thing with the fucking watches and you wear the ski goggles and shit from Apple, I think this is getting us we're easing into cyborgism because I read this book. It's called Evolving Ourselves. And he says whether global warming is going to kill us or not, eventually Earth is going to explode, right? All planets do that eventually, from what I understand, what the scientists say. So if humanity is going to continue, we need to get off the planet. The only reasonable way to get off the planet is to become a cyborg, because cyborgs don't shit or piss or need food. So eventually we're just going to have to download our thoughts into a hard drive, become a robot and go. And I think this is the first real step, because we're going to be like going like this with a thing and staring into virtual reality. We're getting further and further away.
I love it because everybody.
Will the show still be on?
I hope so.
AI robots are the only things that'll keep us going. You know, a human body cannot, 500 million years, a billion years, the sun will boil away the oceans.
Yep.
And you can't live here. But it's like, why can't we be a cyborg, man? That would be way better. Because then you're still yourself.
Yeah, give me a computer, right? Oh my God.
Yeah. I want to be Cable from X-Men, by the way. I call that.
Oh, I want to be Gambit. Can I be Gambit? I want to have sex with Rogue. Rogue is hot, man.
Well, I mean, I want to have sex with Rogue too, but Cable's a cyborg. He's an actual cyborg. So
Gambit seems pretty lame. He just throws cards, right?
Yeah, but he gambles, he drinks. He's like
Oh, okay. Now I see the appeal.
But Robin, little do you know, he can actually throw anything that's small. He can just pick up small stuff and charge it up and just throw it. But for some reason, they just use cards in the show.
He should use throwing stars.
Yeah,
I would think so.
Yeah,
something that's more accurate, because you can't throw cards that accurately. You know
what's that? Super telekinesis.
Mm-hmm. All right, so which X-Men do you guys, Rodney, Robin, which X-Men do you guys want to be?
I don't even know who are the X-Men.
That's Cyclops, Wolverine, Beast.
What's Robert Downey Jr.? What is he?
He's Iron Man. You can be Iron Man. You want to be Iron Man?
Is he X-Men?
No, but he's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so you're allowed to.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be Wolverine. Boring. I know everybody likes Wolverine.
Yeah, but I
wanted to be Gambit because I wanted to get with Rogue.
No, well, that's my one.
Right.
Which one is Superman?
That's DC. You can't be Superman.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on.
No.
Batman's not in there, right? Or is he with
DC too?
Batman
also DC.
Yeah.
Superman, the dumbest hero ever created.
So hold on a second. So who all's in this gang? I don't know anything about this stuff.
Cyclops is the leader. Beast is the smart one. Angel. This is a classic lineup. Angel, Iceman.
But are these the movies? Like who are the
well, Wolverine. They turned it into Wolverine and Friends. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So any of those Wolverine movies that you've seen.
So Wolverine is Hugh Jackman, right? That him.
Yeah. Okay, so any of his friends in those movies, those are the X-Men.
Okay.
You have Storm. You know, you had Magneto. He was a kind of a bad guy, kind of an anti-hero.
But you understand why he's upset? Because he's a Holocaust survivor. See, this is the thing with Marvel. Exactly. Interesting backstories. Superman, he's an alien. He has all powers. Fuck these things.
Marvel gives you a reason that these people are the way they are.
Yeah, like Iron Man has a drinking problem, which they never played up in the movies, but that's his whole vice. So, well, actually, can I be Iron Man? Rodney can.
Yeah. His whole
You
he's
are now
got
Tony
a drink.
Stark.
He's got a drinking problem and a welding problem, and then he just became Iron Man. Like,
things a lot of people
that
can
worked
relate
out.
to.
That worked out for you.
He's got a
That doesn't
welding
usually work out for people.
He likes to drink and weld.
Oh
Like
god.
to drink and weld.
That's a common thing that I hear about Eric. He gets drunk and starts welding.
Yeah.
Welded the doors shut the other night. They couldn't even get out of the house.
It's not good. It's not good for most people. But I mean, Iron Man had the
weld.
Not really
Don't drink and weld. Don't even think about it.
Oh, a welding.
Marvel's really figured it out.
Major welding problem, only exacerbated by the drinking. When he starts drinking, he's already welding all day.
He's at the casino, his hands shaking. They're like, "What's wrong? You like to gamble?" He's like, "I gotta weld.
I gotta weld." Yeah, he's like that.
Fired
up. I don't
that
think
chandelier's about to crack, man. I can see it.
Oh my god! How did we get here?
But that was a good backstory: drinking problem and a welding problem.
And a welding
issue. You know,
they never really explored the welding problem. Oh shit, Robin, who do you want to be?
I'll be boring. Pick Wolverine because he's immortal. But
no,
Marvel really
right?
Fingernails, yeah. It's manicures.
Marvel has really figured out the relatable origin stories. Props to them.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know that it can go on after the welding thing, but let's try. What do we got next?
Good power. Good power.
Yeah.
Rodney still needs a minute.
I think we all do.
Okay, so usually we think that modern day pirates are limited to places like Somali waters these days. Right. But lo and behold, there are multiple cases of pirates in none other than San Francisco Bay.
There we go.
So these pirates, they steal old dinghies and then they're just docked around. And what they do is they board yachts and plunder them. They even go so far as to sink the boats after they're done. Sad story because the locals say that it used to be a really booming boating industry, and now you just have to worry about Captain Crack Sparrow.
That is right. Yeah. Look at that. You just want to go out, have a few White Claws, listen to Jimmy Buffett, and this fucking guy shows up. I mean,
and then they coming in on a sailboat, or is he coming in on a dinghy? If he's coming in on a sailboat, I would be like, by the time he gets here, we'll be gone.
Yeah,
right.
It's
or could you just be like, can I just give you all my shit willingly and just don't sink my boat? You know, I mean, I'll just give you everything. I just like this boat.
Yeah,
you know?
I do think it's a great, conceptually, it's not bad because they've been robbing houses and convenience stores for years, and now they're going after boats. And you figure people with boats have some money, so I think it's There's not a lot of boat police. I've never, you know what I mean? So it's fertile ground. I think
untapped industry. Yeah,
it's an untapped industry.
Yeah, so I think what I would do is I would put people on the other boat and keep their boat. I'm just brainstorming here.
Right?
That's what I was thinking because people with boats had money, but not people with those boats. The people with those boats don't have money. So they probably just killed those people. They're just dead now because no one's questioning where those boats came from. And now they're I agree. I'd keep the yacht.
Yeah, you're gonna have all these criminals with scurvy and rickets. All these old
scurvy and rickets, right?
And amputations.
You have your license plate, license plate number on your car. I don't know how boats work, man, but to me, it just seems like all you have is a name on the boat. You know,
and they're usually hilarious, right? They're always funny boat names.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
Very funny.
Well, you know, you
call ours the Band of Pirates.
The Welding Bandits. So this is what. Okay, so this is the deal. So Alameda. I don't know anything about California. Alameda is like an island where everybody has boats, and that's where they're hanging out and partying. Right across from Alameda is Oakland. This is Oakland. Doesn't look so nice. Although that playground, it's
looks new.
Seems exciting. And what's happened now is that the people from Oakland are evidently attacking the boaters of Alameda. But this concept has always fascinated me. So I'm originally from this place called Lynn. It's a shitty inner city outside of Boston. Right next to Lynn is Lynn Field, which is very nice. But Lynn Field's full of rich people, but everyone in Lynn is robbing other people from Lynn, committing the crimes in Lynn. It would make sense to me drive 2 minutes down the road and you can rob rich people. So finally, the people of Oakland seemingly have stopped robbing each other and they've started stealing some boats. So I just think, you know what I mean? Shitty towns are next to good towns, but why? You can do crimes everywhere. This is the United States. We all have guns.
It's
they're learning and growing there. I never did understand that. Yeah, I you know, that's the same way where I grew up. Like people would rob the same, and I was like, what is going on?
Right.
Do you have a map?
You could just
I gotta be honest, if you know how to use a boat, you surely know how to use a map, right? Oh my God. If you don't, you're gonna die. You're gonna take care of yourself out in the water.
I know, it's just conceptually bizarre.
It's like sociology, man. Violent crimes, so robbery is a violent crime. Murders, violent crimes, they tend to happen within race and ethnicity, right? Yeah. They just statistically, that's the way it works, and it's proximity. You know, most of the time, it's the people you know, it's the arguments you get into, whatever. But so maybe it's the same for this. I don't know.
I think it is, but if my career was robbery, I would rob people with a lot of money, not people with not so much money. You know, that just seems
exactly. But you know what? You know what, Eric? That's why you would be a good robber.
Oh,
you know, like that's why like there are good musicians because they're like, if my career is going to be a good musician, I'm going to have good music. But then there are like 900,000 other musicians who are like, my career as a musician and I suck at music.
That's
so
right.
You're onto something.
If I was going to be an author, I'd write a good book. Like, what's that book you love? Who age?
The Age 8.
Oh
yeah, in the cupboard. We're the two.
That's a great book.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. If you're going,
you should do a LinkedIn post, Paul, about Ramona Wibley, whatever her name is.
Ramona Quimby.
Quimby, right? That's right.
Quimby.
You remember Pippi Longstockings? Remember her?
I love. You watched that movie?
I never saw the movie, but I did see the movie when I was a kid. But yeah, the books were great when I was little, younger.
Yeah. Well, speaking of crime in the United States, Robin, you want to serve up this next one? This is a this is
yes. Okay, so last week we did have the argument of which style of French fry was the best, and no one agreed with me that it was obviously curly fries are the shit.
Curly fries, so number 6. Yeah.
Yes, but God has blessed me with this story to back up my claim. So there was this
shoestring.
Just wait. So there was a customer and his entire family. He was driving back from the airport, and he went to a Jack in the Box. And he got mad because the guy at the drive-thru forgot to include his curly fries. So they got into an argument, and the employee ended up firing multiple shots with a handgun towards the curly fry lover as he sped off.
Actually, it's a woman who shot, but yes. So the guy shows up at the old drive-thru to get a nice Jack in the Box meal, gets in an argument over curly fries, and she pulls out a gun and starts shooting. Isn't this America? What a time!
I love curly fries.
Christ. You know what, Robin? I agree with you. Curly, that's my second go-to. But I love those shoestring, the crispy shoestring fries.
So you come in at number 7? That's crazy.
I love number 7. Number 17 is not a type of fry, and I don't know why that's on there.
Potato tornado.
That's a tornado. Yeah, that's fry, right?
Yeah, that's some carny shit.
Yeah.
If there was a picture that said all the styles of potato tornadoes, it would just be number 17. But this is supposed to be about fries, so I don't know.
It's hard to say. Here's what I don't understand. So she had her gun at work.
Yes. So once again, you know, they say the right will say the more guns, the safer, right? More guns equal more safety. But it would appear that nobody was safe in this scenario.
Well, I have a couple of questions. I just observing here, right? Obviously, this nice lady follows the rules because she's wearing a mask and she's wearing her uniform shirt. So I'm just trying to. She obviously read the manual. I'm just trying to think where in the manual it said bring a loaded handgun in case someone loses their shit about their curly fries.
Yep.
Just
I don't get the feeling she's a right winger.
You don't think so?
No, I don't get that feeling.
I feel like she's right in one aspect of her life, in the sense that she loves firearms. But just imagine potentially dying over this meal to the right. This is the Snoop Dogg Jack in the Box box. I gotta tell you, I've never been to a Jack in the Box. I don't know that I'd be willing to die for this.
Those tacos are pretty good.
Are they?
They actually was an article about him years ago. I don't partake in this stuff, and I haven't been to a Jack in the Box. I think I ate at a Jack in the Box once at like 3 a.m.
No, it was okay.
I don't remember.
Now, Rodney, I'm in the same boat. I've had a couple drunken experiences, and that's.
But I got to be honest. If that's the kind of service they're providing shots in the truck, I'm gonna have to head on over to T-Bell.
I like the hybrid taco shell. It's not soft or hard. It's just like a little melt.
Robin, do you feel like there's sexual tension between you and I?
Wait, who is this? Is this Danny DeVito? Is Danny DeVito on a female body? Who's that?
Danny DeVito has a nice rack. I'll give him that much.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Robin, I don't want to come across as racist, but I'm just not really into Asians. I hope that's okay with you. I mean, I would make an exception perhaps for you. Real quick though,
but yeah,
could you role play like a 42-year-old white woman? Have you ever done that before?
Try.
Is anyone surprised that Snoop Dogg that he has a meal at Jack in the Box? This guy is involved in a lot of stuff.
He has everything. He's a spokesperson for Corona now too.
Is it? Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen those commercials.
He does those commercials with the guy from Brooklyn 999 or whatever.
Yeah, he does. Brooklyn that show's funny. Brooklyn 999. Yeah, no,
whatever it is. Yeah, Andy Sandberg or Sandberg.
Andy
or something,
Sandberg.
Right?
Yes, he's funny. That show's good.
There's one thing about this case that bothers me.
What's that?
So like this woman got off probation because it was ruled out as aggravated assault. Isn't this attempted multiple homicide?
Thank you for bringing that up.
On?
I did write that down. Yeah, so all she got was probation for aggravated assault, and it was up in June. So she's free to go shoot at some more.
She got probation for firing, like actually firing at someone?
6 shots into a car with a man, a pregnant woman, and their 6-year-old.
Wow. Where was that? Do we know where this was?
What's that?
Would you know where this was? In the
California.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, California, you don't go to prison for anything. So, yeah.
Now Mike's going after Paul.
You're still coming.
Here's the question, though, right? Is that why in the world? I mean, that sounds crazy. 6 months probation. That's
elderly Asian man.
Gotta fight.
Keep your secrets out. Yeah, don't tell no one. All right.
And I never considered him elderly, but you know. Whatever.
Yeah, semantics in a lot of ways. All right, what do we got? One more, right?
Yeah, this is actually the biggest story. All of these have been a banger. So I don't really know how this issue has been swept under the rug for so long, and you'll understand in just a minute. So just to be clear, the likes of Ted Bundy, he was charged with 20 women going missing, and there was a national manhunt. In Ohio, this year alone, there have been over 1,000 kids from the ages of 12 to 17 that have been reported missing. How do you lose 1,000 kids, Ohio? What are you doing?
Yeah, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, Ohio
is a damn good point, man.
Who's that lady on the far right top corner?
Yeah, she doesn't look so much like a child, does she?
She's not.
I thought that's a woman, right? I mean, like a grown lady.
She might be in charge of the kidnappings. So, okay, so they've lost 1,000 kids this year, but the police are saying that it could just be a clerical issue. Like it could be multiple runaways, and they're just not like they go. Listen, we're short on staff. They're not. They're like these.
They don't follow up. They don't. You know.
Yeah, but because listen, the numbers don't make sense. I'm a parent. I'm on Facebook. I see if somebody disappears, like everyone's sharing the story.
Oh my god, exactly. You get Amber Alert. Amber Alert comes out.
And then a couple days later, Boston.com will be like, "Oh, don't worry, they were found in the woods or something."
Exactly. This would equate to three Amber Alerts a day in Ohio. If you lived in Ohio.
Yeah, no shit. It's a lot of fucking kids. But
I get like one Amber Alert every like 3-4 months, which is good.
I know. So if it's 1,000 kids, you tell me 2,000 parents out there like, whatever. Well, they'll show up. Nobody cares. No one's doing a fucking Facebook post. It's very confusing.
Concerning.
This was a classic Fox News article, and in the first commenter said the only one that can save us from this this disaster, Donald Trump. He's the only one that can slow this down.
He does. He does appear to care a great deal for children, and I think we particularly
his own,
agree on that.
Particularly the female one. Yeah, but this is
crazy.
Story.
Yeah. What's also kind of dark about the story is I had to like scroll all the way down to the bottom of the Fox News page. Whereas meanwhile, like the top story today was Biden's dog biting people in the White House. That was one of the top stories.
Did Biden's dog bite 1,000 kids from Ohio?
It's Commander. I think it's his like 11th or 12th person, Secret Service agent he's bit.
Oh, really? Well, you know who doesn't bite people is cats. All right, just so everybody knows, we're invited to Mike's party.
Hey.
All right, man. Is that elderly Asian gentleman going to be there? No question.
It's the only way.
Really good.
I'm only showing up if Robin's showing up. I like my Asians young. Wait, 25?
No, I thought I liked them young, but he's elderly. He's elderly.
We're all getting older. Okay, this is the Rodney portion of the show. Do you want to watch some Instagram videos?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Okay. I got great news for you. I upped the production value, and now I can pull the things right onto the screen. You ready? Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah. Here we go.
Wait for them extras. Wait for them extras, though. Okay, then. Them extras. Them extras. Yes, sir. He saw love, man.
Nah, he's showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Five Guys tends to give you a little bit more fries than you need, but that's absurd, isn't it? Do we know was this an American street stall?
I don't know. I think it might have been.
I think that's the next maybe a combination of MDMA and methamphetamine at the same time. I think is probably what that is.
You know what? I can tell you one thing for sure. That gentleman will never work at Chipotle.
No. They charge extra for the block.
Nope. They don't even and guess what? He wouldn't want to work there because they don't got fries at Chipotle.
That's fucking
so guess
right.
What?
Now. Here's the other thing. That's a lot of standard cut fries. You would never do that with a potato tornado. Do you know how many potato tornadoes?
No, oh my God, the tornadoes! You could barely squeeze 5 tornadoes into a fry.
Into that entire bag. What an American-sized serving of fries, Robin? Are you jealous how many fries you get on the streets over here? It's not bad, right?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Okay, let's see what else do we got. What else? Guys, have you ever been to a Dunkin' Donuts?
Yes. But not like this.
This looks like an old folks' home.
Yeah,
it looks like the village, like the villages in Florida or something.
That's like that's actually on Long Island in Oceanside.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't been there, but I know where it is. Or I mean, there's Dunkin' Donuts everywhere here, but
that had to have been a wedding or something, because you can get married at Taco Bell, you can get married at McDonald's. I would imagine at some point.
No, I think what happened was that they were just so excited about the Ice Spice promotional that they decided to.
Ice Spice. Okay.
She has a new. They have the new commercial now with Ben Affleck.
Oh, by the way, I bought twisted Dunkin' Donuts twisted iced tea, or whatever the fuck, spiked iced tea for a party recently. I'm not just saying this for the sake of the show. I know we talked about it. The worst shit I've ever put in my mouth, and I've been to prison. It was fucking vile. I was making people take shots to just prove my point. It was terrible, as predicted.
Some of those things, man. Some of those things. Oh.
Yeah, don't stay far away. Oh, this is fucking great. All right, you ready for this one? I want to watch it again. Hold on.
It's too short.
I regret not ever doing this to my own mother.
Too good.
Oh, the internet's a gift, is it not? That's a lot of coffee. That was Starbucks.
That was a ton of coffee.
That was $50 worth of coffee.
Did she think she was getting mugged? What was going on? I don't know what was going on. Was it?
I don't know. The reaction was a little over the top, but
it was. And was it a pie at the end? What the hell went in her face?
What was that?
Was that like an old school like a Nickelodeon pie?
Oh yeah. I think it might have been the old blow dryer thing where you put baby powder in the blow dryer and then.
All right, yeah.
That's
that old hilarious gag. All right, this is.
Or maybe it was a powdered donut, because they were over there in Starbucks.
All right. This next one is the third worst thing we've ever done to the Japanese. Hold on.
Oh, we got the fire! Fire!
Oh my God.
Oh, reminds me of last week. That breakfast in bed.
Oh my God.
Oh, God damn.
Why would you let white people anywhere near the hibachi table?
Anywhere near that, right?
Oh my God.
Leave it to the Asians.
That seems like one of the easier hibachi tricks too. Like
hire a professional.
The volcano onion is hibachi 101. Like they're catching eggs on the side of spatulas and shit.
Oh
like,
my God.
And of course the white guy ruins it. We always go too far. We always take shit too far. It was enough. It's a volcano. You don't have to flip it in the air, you lunatic.
No. Yeah. And the guy's clearly, he's not like a nimble, flexible guy either. He's just standing there all stiff. You're like,
yeah, exactly. He set his own head on fire. How do you manage to set your own?
He's like,
I don't know, man.
Oh, now the restaurant smells like burning hair. That's disgusting.
And nobody wants to eat. It's a big deal. And listen, here's the other thing too. You're going to consider this one was captured on film. Do you know how many times we've gone on there and it just caused havoc and it hasn't been on film? Like we're just
right.
Yeah.
Sit down and order your goddamn chicken fingers and shut up. All right, what else we got?
But I think white chefs are underrepresented in hibachi restaurants, and I want to talk about that. I think that's an important thing. I'm for equality. I am for equality. And
you think a white guy walks in with a resume and they're like,
I think they showed him that video and they're like, this is what happened last time, and this guy was a guest.
Furthermore, I think women are well underrepresented in the coal mining industry.
That's true.
And I think men are underrepresented in the life coaching industry. There are a lot of things out there that we really have to fix.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to get into interior design and they wouldn't let me in. It's tough.
Right.
You're not allowed to go into certain places, and it's not
allowed to do certain things.
Yeah.
Actually, I've had trash people, my entire life, every house or apartment I've lived at. I don't think I've ever seen a trash woman ever.
Oh,
ever. I don't think I've seen a trash woman.
And nobody talks.
I think that's one that's still too that's a dirty job. You gotta That's
a good point. And they haven't even attacked that word trash men at this point because there's only trash men. If they're they're called trash people, because you can't say men.
Right.
Yeah.
That's going to be our new platform. Okay, here we go. This is a classic. I used to fucking cry watching this in college, and I'm glad it's back.
No, it's an old clip then.
Push the button and that releases it, and then after you let go, it locks. Firmly in place, so really, you're all set. And this is tough.
It is?
Listen, give you an example. Say you have you have to get up on the wall, high ceiling, vault the ceiling. Hey, listen, just walk right up. And I tell you, it's very safe, it's durable, and it's lightweight.
You're scaring me.
So really, wow. Now it's locked in place, okay? So really, you say,
oh God, Harold, are you okay?
Actually, I didn't have it locked. You have to lock it. Once you lock it, you're okay. But
was this live?
It is very safe to operate. So, continue to call for it.
All righty.
It's very safe to operate. Harold lost his legs.
Was it that expensive to film back in the day? Like you could only do one take?
Yeah,
right. That's what I'm getting.
Well, they were live.
We used to watch this on the internet before YouTube. I don't know how the fuck we got the clips, but this used to be a thing that we would all fucking. It's gold.
Times.
It's a classic.
Yeah. So like, infomercials were cool to watch. Any infomercial, I thought. I don't know why, because they were so bad. They were always just dumb.
You see the guy that stabbed himself.
Like Robin, to your point, they were live, but they recorded. Like those would be like pre-recorded segments. They'd segue to. You don't want to be doing that part live. I don't think.
So that happened live, and then somebody had the wherewithal to tape it and then put it on the internet in 1999. That's how the world was a crazy place. Thank God. Yeah. Thank God. All right, what else?
And how long did that tape upload in 99? Jeez.
They got it up. They started in 98, got it up in 99.
Yeah.
You got it up in 99.
Like right on dial-up.
Yeah, and then somebody called the house, you picked up, and you had to start over. Like Robin, it was wild time.
Call back in 24 hours.
Oh, you had to get an AOL CD so you could have some minutes. You needed a lot of minutes if you went up.
Oh yeah, minutes were
They must have
important.
spent $1 trillion. I'm joking, but they must have spent close to $1 trillion on those CDs. It was them at what was it, Netscape or NetSuite or
NetSuite?
NetSuite, yeah, something like that.
And then AOL even had a Friends version of the CD. Do you remember this? They put like the cast of Friends on there to get people all excited about minutes. Wild time, Robin. Wild fucking time. All right, we got one more video clip. This one is confusing, and I'm starting to think I might want to go to church.
Feel the rain. I feel the rain. It's raining all over me. I'm moist. I'm moist. Call and response, I said I'm moist. I'm moist. Good God, I'm moist. I'm moist. Yes, I am. Rain all over me. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. I'm saturated. Yes, I am. I'm saturated. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm damp. I'm damp. I'm damp. I'm damp. Lord, I'm damp. I'm damp. Oh Lord, I'm damp. I'm even wet. Wet all over for you, Lord.
I don't know. I haven't been to church in a while, so I guess it's gotten cooler. I know, or wetter.
You know who would have been perfect for that song? R. Kelly. That would have been a really. I feel like it was written for him.
Why, does he have certain habits that he's into that have to do with being saturated and moist?
You know what I thought when I first saw that clip? Is I said, man, oh man, I wish the Chappelle Show was still on.
Yeah.
Because if Dave saw that one.
I did go to a black church once as a kid. My next door neighbor brought me, and it is a lot more fun than traditional Catholic church. I'll say it's just more entertaining. It's louder.
I agree, man. I agree, and I've been to a few different churches, and Catholic, man, it's so boring. It's like medieval. It's like very medieval.
You can't talk.
No,
singing. There's not a lot of singing. There's no band.
No,
there's no like instruments. Nothing.
Yeah, it's stand up, sit down, kneel, stand up, kneel. Sit
see,
down,
there
kneel.
is the part that I always like is when he's like, "Let us proclaim the history of faith."
A lot of that.
Forever and ever. That's the band. Like that's the best. That's the highlight.
That shit slaps. Oh, it's fucking great.
That's the music. That shit. That's the shit.
Catholic church is not very good.
No, don't always. No.
Rodney, you want to do some Instagram stream shots? You want to walk us through these bad boys?
Sure.
Okay, this one
we
is
have a lot of these.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah. So this guy's a secret. Most people are not even aware it's a real thing, but he has an issue with struggling with peeing in public restrooms. He's missed weddings, held his pee up to 10 hours in social events, going out in general because he was just too afraid if he was going to pee or not. I've done exposure therapy. I don't even know what that means. I'm not going to ask, which is immensely helpful. Exposing yourself to your fears slowly and progressively makes it more challenging. I recently booked a trip to Europe for 2 weeks and immediately thought if I was going to be able to pee or not.
There's a lot going on here. One is that he chose to post this on, this is obviously LinkedIn. Two is like, can you hold your pee for 10 hours? Eventually it doesn't just come out.
Yeah, well, the other thing I was thinking too is that I don't know if he's heard about it or not, but it seems like it says here that he is doing search engine optimizations and freelance SEO. So I feel like he knows how to use the internet. Let's hope. So I feel like he could probably get an adult diaper.
Peter, yeah.
When he says he's done exposure therapy, does that mean he's exposed himself?
Well, that's the exact question I had. Is he exposing himself to people,
you know,
or is he exposing himself to going to the bathroom?
From what I understand, because of like shows like the Maury Povich show, like they had that chick that was afraid of cotton balls, and then an exposure therapist would come out with cotton balls. Same thing with a pickle. I don't know if you've seen that episode. So I would imagine his therapist was watching him pee, like maybe getting down, crouching down, like you can do it, you can do it. They just couldn't do it.
Right. Or a golden shower, you know, something like
maybe
that. Someone who's not embarrassed.
Right. Yeah. Has anybody thought of that? Has anybody peed on Peter? Can anybody get Peter on the line?
Because that person is clearly not embarrassed to pee. And then, maybe you learned something from it.
You got to battle it on the extremes, right? That guy's
anytime somebody tells me that you need to be more authentic, I'm going to say, are you as authentic as Peter?
That's right.
Because Peter he's keeping it REAL.
Very real.
100. Peter is keeping it 100.
Why is LinkedIn your outlet for something like this? I mean, Jesus, I'm just annoyed. I'm so annoyed by these things. So annoyed.
I don't have this thing that he has, but you know how people are performance anxiety when you can't get it up. If I had to pee on somebody sexually, I think I might have a hard time with that. If she was just waiting for it, I couldn't go. That would be embarrassing. So, speaking of your point about golden showers, all right, here was another one.
Yeah. So stories on LinkedIn be like, yesterday we had a Zoom meeting and Sanjay was reluctant to turn on his cam. I insisted that he did. And we saw that he was presenting from a bed in the ICU where his mother lay dying. He apologized profusely for the inconvenience. I said, don't apologize for being human, Sanjay. And I didn't fire him. I just cut his salary. Show compassion to your employees. That sounds right.
Don't apologize for being human, man. I mean, I guess he could have used a virtual background. It would have been a decent idea,
Yeah, just blur the background and you're fine. There you go.
Yeah, blur your dying mom out at least. Yeah, how about that? Do that.
Very reasonable pay.
Nobody wants to see your dying mother. I mean, that's disgusting on a meeting. We're here to talk
during the weekday. No, and then I'm distracted and we can't talk business. I do like this from Disoriented Driver. Peak capitalism is not immediately knowing if this is satire.
Exactly.
Yeah, I did get confused for a second. It did sound like a standard LinkedIn.
It did. I thought it sounds right. Okay, application for employment. I refer to the recent death of the technical manager at your company and hereby apply for the replacement of the deceased manager. Each time I apply for a job, I get a reply that there's no vacancy. But in this case, I've caught you red-handed, and you have no excuse because I even attended the funeral to be sure he was truly dead and buried before applying. Attached to my letter is a copy of my CV and his death certificate.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Whether it's
this person is on top of it.
Love it. Love it. This is great. If I ever get fired from my own company, I'm doing this. I'm gonna find a position that's open because someone died. I'm doing this.
Can we just speak about the comment, Eric? Can you just go back for a second? Can we just speak about the comment there? It says if I get a reply and there is no vacancy again, I will apply for the HR manager position next time with his desk.
That was good.
That's a good one.
Oh, it's awesome, man.
You know how you have that thing set up for jobs with Indeed? Could you have something set up with the obituaries to see what jobs are opening up on the old obit page?
This person has passed away. Time to send your resume.
Yeah, they should sync it up,
LinkedIn
right?
should be synced with obituaries. I think
it should be LinkedIn dating on one side and LinkedIn obituaries on the other.
We had, long story short, man. LinkedIn should have obituaries.
Of course, because that's an open position, baby.
Man.
It'd be like he was amazing at Excel.
Right. But if you don't have the guy's goddamn profile information, he's just going to be CEO for all eternity. Until LinkedIn's gone.
Like Sanjay's mother. What was Sanjay's mother doing? I know that she's on her deathbed. That's a job opening up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Get creative.
What was her role? Could we at least ask what's her role? Maybe we can switch it. We could say no, until 2023. I don't know. A lot of LinkedIn data is so outdated. It really is.
Now it's LinkedIn obituaries. All right. Well, we only have a minute left. Paul, do you want to talk about anything?
No. I just wanted to go back to, my favorite superhero of all time is Wolverine. But when it comes to ingenuity from superheroes, there are a lot of smart ones out there. But Iron Man's the dude. He had a drinking problem. It's a bad thing. He had a welding problem.
That was the worst thing. You know why?
But
because
he managed to.
If you have a drinking problem, you can go to AA. You can talk to somebody. If you have a welding problem, you're alone. You're
alone.
You
can do as well.
If you have a welding problem, you have to go to Washington, WA, and nobody necessarily wants to do that.
It's just you.
Yeah, it's just you.
Yep. I don't think this is. Yeah, I don't have a funny bit about this, but I will say I think the Human Torch in general was a pretty good because you could just burst into flames at any point. I think that's
yeah, useful. That was cool. And I think the Human Lantern, the Green Lantern sucks because I don't like the idea of a lantern-based superhero.
Well, a ring. You always said that. What if you lose your ring? Then you have no powers.
Oh, the ring. Yeah.
Come on.
And why is he lantern-based?
I don't know. You know who sucks too? The Flash. Like you can run fast. That's not a very cool power.
No.
The blink is pretty cool too. You could just teleport anywhere. I think that's cooler than being the Flash.
Yeah, I don't want to run, break a sweat. Plus, every time you run somewhere, you're sweaty at the end. Like that's useless. Yeah. I can't run to a meeting. I'm drenched in sweat. I just ran 200 miles an hour.
Right. He could make some money. He could make some money in track and field, the NFL for a little while, but you know.
Oh, the NFL slot receiver. Oh, you couldn't.
Oh yeah.
Could stop.
Just give him the ball.
Get it, 2-yard pass.
He'd be the
he could just be the
incarnation of Edelman.
He could be the only running quarterbain't
he doesn't even have to have hands. He actually maybe just he has no hands. He couldn't make it in the NFL.
No,
doesn't even drop the ball.
Stone hands. Oh, we're over an hour. I guess we should go. All right, listen, this has been a wonderful Wednesday. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Paulie Pistachios, thanks for being here. Hopefully your ACL, your Achilles. It's your Achilles that's hurt. Anyway.
That's right.
See you tomorrow, America. Goodbye.